In this video, I'm going to be showing you two of our top performing ads, which is genuinely producing like a 30x ROAS right now. It's making us like 76K a month at 16 years old. I'm going to be breaking down not only the ad, but the underlying psychology behind it. So let's get into it. The first step of this ad was a pattern interrupt hook. So I saw this ad by this guy called Yepa on Instagram where it was like this hook. It kind of grabs your attention for pretty obvious reasons. And the guy says, "What did you do last night?" And so you have this pattern interrupt. So then it jumps right into the ad hook where kind of my business partner goes ahead and answers, "I found a 30x ROAS ad strategy," and then breaks down the metrics. This is how much money I spent. This is how much money it makes us. Bang. And then proof. Then it jumps into like the actual process of this ad. So it's going to be like, we got all these qualified followers from the ad. You can see the proof right here. Proof. This is how many sales calls we booked that were pre-sold. Here is like the proof of that. Bang. Here's how many people replied to that that we messaged. So we messaged all the followers. Then like it's basically just a mathematical breakdown. Then we have a mid-roll call to action. So up until this point, let me kind of break down how this is structured. So I use the copywriting framework. It's pretty popular, called AIDA. So A is attention. So this here captured attention. Bang. So A. Now we need to go into interest. So we need to build interest. And so up until, around, I would say this section was really the interest part of the ad. So we started to build interest. We started to show our numbers. We started to really build that curiosity whilst having proof. And now you need to get into the desire and the action. So after this, I place what I call a mid-roll call to action. So action in like the AIDA thing is like the CTA, all right? But I actually placed one right here as well, just because people's retention, they're bored on Instagram, so they're likely going to scroll. So you want to hit them with a call to action early on within the first 20 to 30 seconds. So we placed in a call to action right here after we built that interest. And now is where I call this like the desire part. So this is where we really build that desire behind the ad for people to do the same. So we start talking about what they're going to learn when they go ahead and follow us. And so it's basically like how I've helped 52 coaches. This is like authority and also like social proof, just like you. So then there's like no excuse of being different or anything like that. Scale to their desired outcome using, and then unique mechanisms. This is like building that curiosity even more. And then we start to get into like the desired outcome here. So we start jumping into all the different clients we've helped, where they were before, where they are now, how many days it took, and proof of that, and like just a cool visual way of showing that. And we have multiple, once again, to build that perception that we've helped a lot of people. So this is the desire part of the ad, right? So we have the desire part. I'm gonna say desire is right here. Then we have the mid-roll call to action here, which is basically just, once again, to convert anyone who's already sold early on in the ad, because anyone who keeps watching after this simply doesn't trust us, right? They are skeptical about something, which is why, not coincidentally, right after the CTA, we jump into proof, because anyone who has not taken that action is still watching, doesn't believe us. And so then we have, and countless more, all scaling to 50K a month, and there's just a ton of people, right? Once again, to build that visual proof and that visual perception that there's a ton of people that we've actually helped do the same thing, okay? So then we have like the interest part right here, bang, and then the attention over here. And then coming over here, after, building that desire even more so, we have the action, the final call to action, where it's like, if you're ICP, tired of, and then we list all their different pain points, then do this action. So drop me a follow and I'll show you how to do these 3 things for 100% free. Now, let me break down why this call to action framework is insanely powerful. So firstly, we called out the ICP right here. That is really important because, once again, it reinforces who this is for. Then we said all of their different pain points, okay? So the most painful pain points right here that are really gonna set them to take an action, right? Because if something is painful, right? Let's say that you feel like you're getting bitten by a spider and it's going on for like 3 or 5 seconds. You're gonna like smack wherever that is because the pain is enough for you to take an action. So just before we hit them with this CTA right here, we're gonna basically, prick them. We're gonna like make them feel the pain so that they're ready to swat it. They're ready to swat the fly and take that action, okay? So then we tell them, take this action where I'm gonna show you, and then we basically have the solution of the pain point. So how to automate your entire client acquisition system, how to scale to 50K a month without burning out, and how to turn every follower into a booked call for 100% free. So then we list 3 things that they desire, and then after that, we make it a no-brainer for saying for 100% free. This is why I suggest running this follow funnel, right? Where people follow you, because you can say it's free. And so then it becomes a no no-brainer, right? And when something's a no-brainer and there's pain involved, then there's no reason why they're not going to take that action. So this is why this ad is performing so well. It's running to followers and it's doing the same exact thing as we're literally showing in the ad. It's getting us qualified followers upon qualified followers all the time. You know, about 80% or so of our followers are literally making over 20K a month. So that is like undeniable proof, okay? And you know, looking at these followers right here, there's a ton of these people who are now our clients just from running this system. So with that in mind, let me break down our next ad that is going to crush it even more. So this ad is crazy. And the reason why this ad is crazy, and when I break it down for you, is because I thought about the top 5 reasons why people buy from us. And so those 5 reasons were results, and people thinking that we are G's. And so when I synthesize results and people thinking we're G's, what it comes to is clout. So this ad is what I'm going to call a clout ad. So once again, we're using that AIDA copywriting framework. For attention, we're saying just literally last month was fucking crazy. That's going to capture attention. Now we need to build interest. So for interest, we're going to be building this clout. And so this section of the ad here is all to build interest, to build that clout. So it's going to be like, I personally cash collected 76K in my coaching business. I dropped out of high school and traveled to the south of France. Once again, we're running this all from my business partners page. We're showing proof of everything we're mentioning. I got featured in 2 of Norway's biggest newspapers with 2.5 million daily readers, showing more proof. And I generated a total of $1.1 million collectively across all of my clients. And now here's how I did it. So now we come over to the desire part of the ad. So the desire part of the ad, we're going to be having the process, whilst intertwining this with case studies, with client results, okay? So when you look here, it's like, this is how we did it. We have like 23% of our revenue come from revenue share clients. Bang. Now we mention the specific revenue share clients and where they were and where they are now. So now in the process, we've seamlessly intertwined client results. And now we kind of mentioned like this covers the team. And now we redeploy that to the top of funnel right here, where we have retargeting ads. We put this much money in. Here are the ad creators. Bang. Here's the top of funnel. Have some visuals to look really cool and curiosity driven. And now we're just breaking down the process. And now we're going to have personal results by saying that these people start following. We have this proof, and then we show one example of it. So where this guy started following, bang, the appointments that I had a conversation with this guy, cool. Jumped on the laydown sales call, paid in full 9.6K in 15 minutes, already crushing in 3 days. And now we basically had an anchor where we said, and this person was just one of 541. So when you have a small number and then a big number, it seems much bigger, which means that it's going to be much more like important for the person watching. And now we're showing more proof of that. We're showing all the calls we're booking, all the meetings we're booking, the amount of money we're making. And so now we're saying, if you're a coach sick of, and once again, it's if you're ICP tired of their pain points. So once again, we're basically pricking them so that when we present them with the opportunity, they're going to swat at it, right? They're going to take the action to kill the spider, basically. We're going to be saying, then drop me a follow. I'll show you these 3 things for 100% free. Bang, it's a no-brainer. This ad is going to crush it. And everyone talks about all these different ad formats, but bottom line, the process is you need to think about the top 5 reasons why people buy from you, and then you need to synthesize that and use the AIDA copywriting framework, which is the broadest copywriting framework there is. Any other one, for example, a lot of people who know me know that I love to use PASO, problem, agitate, solution, outcome. That's still to an extent just AIDA, but it's more specific. So this is really difficult to use, but when you master it like I have, you're going to be able to create extremely successful ads. So with that said, I hope this was valuable. I hope this was a good breakdown for people who are really trying to hone in their marketing skills and become just an excellent marketer. Go ahead, subscribe to me here on YouTube for more daily videos like these, where I break down not just what we're doing to scale, but how we're actually scaling. So you can literally see in this video, I showed you our exact ads and why they work and how I go about thinking, and not just what we're doing, not just telling you, oh yeah, we run an ad to a follow. No, exactly how to do it. So if you want more videos like that, if you want to watch someone on YouTube who's actually teaching you and actually giving you actionable things to walk away with and real information, subscribe to me here on YouTube for daily videos. I'll see you in the next one.